Still long of, probably not as long as you'd expect, actually, though.
No, you would have thought that number would have been a little bit higher than that. I suspect the only reason it isn't higher than that is because of the magnitude of the move, and people are mindful of getting caught out and just taking some profit, perhaps.
Dollar yen, I think it was 60 or 65 yesterday, so it's gone less short, but that was actually predicting the fall in dollar yen, so congratulations to those people. Dollar Canadian, any new insight there?
Well, I think it's going to be fascinating because we get the May GDP print tomorrow, and we've broken through a key level in the Canadian dollar as we have in a number of crosses. That was at 124.61. So as long as we hold below that, and we get a solid GDP print tomorrow, and we're actually looking for an above expectations print, then I think the market is probably right in in predicting that the path of least resistance is probably still lower. I think there will be a point when the Bank of Canada will become very nervous about the pace and the extent of the move, but it may well be the case that we need to see 122.80, maybe 123 the figure, before the Bank of Canada have an opportunity to come in and try and stem the slide in the currency.
And then the Aussie dollar, 57% long there. Again, it's a bit on the low side given the massive move that we had yesterday.
Indeed, and I think clearly we've seen moves over the course of the last week. We've seen the central bank in terms of de Bell and Lowe trying to arrest some of those gains, but it's proving to be a rather thankless task. Markets, I think, are still predicating that the RBA will be rather earlier in terms of tightening as far than the market is currently thinking. So I would still prefer to be playing the Aussie dollar from the long side. So I would say that sort of 57% is a little bit on the light side.
That was a cruel move yesterday, and then an extra, just in case you were still managing to hold on to your short positions, another push to 80.60 as well in the middle of the night. So very, very powerful move there.
Indeed, and certainly we've been seeing some fairly significant volatility in these pairs, and I think that just underlines that investors are sort of jobbing around positions and trying to take profit, but also trying not to be stopped out in some of those trades that they still have reasonably high conviction in.